Hi guys, this time I'm bringing forward an interview with one of my ex-students of 2014 batch, currently pursuing his higher studies. He's a doctor from a very prestigious institute. Purpose of interview today is trying to tell the present students difference between a dummy and a regular admission. Shung was very regular with almost 90% attendance during his 11th and 12th standards. And he was All India 36th rank in NEET UG in 2014. So he made us all proud. So everything through him. I welcome you, Shung. We would like to start with you sharing your journey. Like what kind of student you were till 10th standard? And I would speak less, so I would just hand over to you. What kind of student you were till 10th? How early did you decide you want to be a doctor? And how early you started your journey? Like, did you start preparing 10th onwards? Or did you start in 11th itself? And was that enough? So please share your journey with our viewers.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Bhatia, for having me here. And it's my pleasure because one of your previous students, I really adore you, and it was a really good learning journey. So chemistry, whatever I learned, like a good portion was through you. I'm really glad, and you played an important role in my journey of getting matched. Talking about my previous to 11th and 12th, I'll say I was focused student, not focused more so in medicine, or I didn't plan to be a doctor right away. I knew I wanted to do something to make my family happy, but I was more so good in studies. I won't say the top ranker, but good in studies, balancing with my sports. So I used to play table tennis, and I was good at it. I played till nationals. So I think I wanted to become a doctor because my dad, he had pursued that journey, and he didn't become a doctor per se, but somewhere back in my mind I was like, I want to make that dream come true. So I think that was the reason. But I'll say like before 10th I didn't take any particular coaching. I think nowadays there are coaching for the medical to become a doctor. Like some of the coaching institutes have started preparing the kids for medicine, but I didn't have any of those plans. But I was little active in something like NTSCs and those examinations. So having that knowledge about those questions really helped. So being mentally prepared with certain type of questions, it kind of challenges you, and I think that's a good starting point for becoming a better student in any field, whether it's going to be medicine or engineering. So that I think really helped me during my 8th class. So yeah, that was something nice.
I think the most important thing I would like to add here is children should be more inclined towards catching up on the basics.
Correct.
Like studying with more, understanding based intention than just rote cramming. So that itself should help, given age.
Definitely.
Giving Olympiads and giving NTSC and all that, and doing a little extra.
Definitely. And I think majority of my time, like I used to be in school 90 because of if you see my attendance, it my building block for my medical background was through school because it was a good chance, apart from my other academies I was attending, it was a good chance for me to revise and build a strong foundation, which is very important for your exam. So like you said, rote learning takes you nowhere, definitely. So you have to give time to your particular subject and attending classes and interacting with really good teachers. I was really fortunate to be a student of Sacred Heart. So I had one of the best teachers in the city. That really helped.
Yeah. Eleventh and 12th journey, Shung, what was the emotional aspect associated? Did you ever feel disheartened or with your results? And was there any, erratic ups and downs and feeling nervousness or that uncertainty whether I'll be able to make it or those kind of moments?
Yeah, I think definitely. I'll say, like I said, before 10th, I was a good student, I'll say above average, but not the top of the batch.
Mhm.
And some of the other people, they were kind of prepared. They already had, they were so focused that we want to do like this, and they had probably some seniors or some elder siblings who had guided them. So it was quite overwhelming because everyone's in that race. We want to be the best. So, but I believe I was also quite disciplined, and I was not that ambitious at that time. I knew what my goal was. I have to do best. I think taking things one step at a time really helps.
Very
It
right.
it it You don't get that overwhelmed. So if you're focused on getting this thing right, and, and it gets right, and you get rewarded out of it, you get other things right more. So that's how you build. And I was recently reading a book like every day you can improve. If you improve 1%,
Yes.
within a year you'll be like 37% increase. So that's a huge amount. So
Very true.
improving every day is more important than you like just suddenly jump in one day like 50% improvement, but ultimately you come back to nothing and go even lower, depreciate. So yeah, I think
What do you
regularity
think?
really helps.
What do you think is your mantra of, staying focused? Like present day generation has so many distractions. You just
Correct.
touch your phone and you're off with minimum 30 minutes, 50 minutes, 1 hour. Do
Yeah.
you think a child who is pursuing this stream, like aiming for NEET or let us say JEE or IIT or whatever entrance exams, with just point, I think less than 0.1% success rate, some 18 lakh children appearing for a few seats, handful seats. So, do
Uh,
you think they can afford to waste? They say, ma'am, just 1 hour on Insta or just 1.5 hour on social media. Do you think every day there is that much time to afford, or you really need to keep yourself crisp and sharp towards your productivity?
yeah, that's a really good question, and I think I have some good answer to it. So I know the vision is very daunting and very competitive. It's true, and it kind of for most of students it's going to be like demotivating. Oh, it's not possible within our reach, but I think it's not. You can reach like people from various places have reached at so many good places, top places. It
Yes.
doesn't matter where you come from. So yeah, the effort definitely it showed like it's rewarding. So I think it's in human nature to get distracted, and obviously there's so many other things that keep you you fall for it and you get distracted. But if you have the clear goal in mind, it definitely helps. So I remember like I had a quote written in front of my desk, and this is what my target is. So it definitely keeps you reminded of really this is what you want. So that kind of helps. I think the other thing that might help would be like you say if you increase certain potential of certain things, like say if you keep your phone away from you, or if you lock it, if you somehow you delete the whatever Instagram app, so you have to do more extra effort to get it back. So that somehow helps. So kind of eradicating it completely, coming down to another phone, that
Ones which do
that
not have
very
all
phone,
these
yeah,
facilities,
correct.
right?
Not the smartphones. Sometimes it helps, and it's like a routine. If you are, they say, like 21 days or 4 months, if you're able to follow that habit, you completely change yourself. So I think that might help. So that's one other aspect. So I
Mhm.
think, yeah, so these things definitely help.
Okay.
And
So, anything, Shung, any suggestions about what kind of peer group should we maintain? Should like you have a very elaborate, because I think
yeah,
friends do help sometimes.
a
You,
lot.
yeah, towards exposure, towards studies. What kind of peer group do you think? And is it intentional or is it like it just happens? Or should you try to be around children who are motivated? Do these things make a difference?
I think not just in studies, it overall in your life it changes. So you should always, if you have good friends and good company or people who have positive vibes, you'll stay positive. And it's said like if you have like you're almost the amalgamation of the people you spend the most time with.
Exactly.
Those five,
Five
yeah.
people.
So
Right.
yeah, so I think it not just in medicine, definitely helps in your every other aspect of your life. And I think personally, I was very lucky, and I think I'm lucky because I kind of attract those people. So if you kind of display your interest in, say, in medicine, or I was interested in biology, and if you're vocal about it and you're open to it, if you're interacting with your teachers, other peers know. So good peers, they also interact more. So definitely you will have that connect with other of your peers. And I was very lucky. I had really good peers, both in my academy and my school. And that's another reason I stayed in school so much. So,
Okay.
so I could
Okay.
interact and you will learn. So this is one of the most important things I always tell to my juniors or my friends. I always tell them you learn a lot from other people, whether it's your seniors, your mentors, because you cannot be everything.
Exactly.
You have to learn from someone or the other. And we have been learning since ancient times from scientists, and it's the knowledge is kind of passed down. And so yeah, so we are learning.
I think a very big disadvantage today's generation. I cannot generalize. Like we have highly motivated children, but that barrier is increasing. The ones who are going down, that percentage is also increasing, and children are learning more from virtual situations, like what is seen in Insta, which is not the reality, than learning from real situations. That is a big problem with the present generation. Imaginary situations are they're trying to build themselves up through those imaginary virtual situations. So very right, I think. And Shung, do you think some special effort can be made to bond with children who are ambitious, or it just happens naturally only?
Okay, that's a really good question. So I think you're completely right. Those false pretense and expectations through Instagram, that's reality. That definitely it's happening. It's really it has a very negative effect on a lot of people. So I think why a lot of students are going to that. Some of them might getting benefit, but it's not like the virtual teaching. It's not
Not at
beneficial for
that
everyone.
stage. Not at that stage.
Yeah, and also if you talk about those connects, so for me it was possible. It kind of came in naturally, but not always. So how you can more promote it, like if sometimes it's voluntary through your own effort. So you have to break the ice and you can have conversation with that person. And yeah, that's if you gel well together, it's good. But sometimes what teachers can do is they can try to I think some classes, I don't know whether it's like a lot of effort, I know having another class, but try to have some group activity so that this project is given to this group. Just make a group and they're like, okay, these questions, let's start learning, and they can present something those activities on those lines. I think it might be helpful.
I think that's a brilliant idea. Something like uh, compulsory group discussions,
Yeah,
bonding, trying to create a bond between the good lot, the
yeah,
best lot, and the second category, so that they can be pulled up.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely,
that's a
yeah.
brilliant idea. What else do you think, as a school, as teachers, we could have done more for you, Shum?
That's a good question. So I
Though in
think
the
already,
last, though in the last 9 years, like things have changed, I keep trying something or the other with my children. Like
yeah,
this year, I motivated them for some extra testing, 15 minutes test, and just trying to create a sense of competition between them, and
yeah.
creating that rush, that 15 minutes, whatever your choice test, let us have, and let us do something extra. What else do you think we as schools can do to bring children back to us?
Then I still remember how what I can remember is like how I used to be like prepared on point, especially for your classes. I remember like, I used to wake up early and revise like this is going to be the topic for today, and I did those questions, and I used to be prepared coming before your classes. So I think
Because
that
I
really helped.
like to keep my students on toes during the class.
Exactly, exactly, and that's very important because
Hmm.
when you give the competitive exams, the clock is on.
Yes.
And if you are prepared for that scenario, that is very important. I'm really appreciative of that. Also, being active for your real exam. So those are very important things for your
Yeah, I would
competition.
just share two compliments that I got this year. When
Yeah,
COVID happened, one of my
yeah,
students, they were used to, because I literally, you can say, sweetly torture them every morning when I start my class. You stand up now. You, what did we teach? This, that. So just because of that, they are motivated to study those, 5, 10 extra minutes early morning before the assembly, or just to keep
yeah,
track. I don't
Yeah.
have any ill intention, but then I really want to bring out their best because I believe there has to be a link between what you studied yesterday and what you're going to do
Correct.
the next day. So one
Correct.
child in the middle of the year, she told me, ma'am, initially we found you too much to handle, but now we are grateful because that
Yeah.
process has really helped in the learning process. So
Yeah.
I think, so you also remember that one component where I
Yeah. Yeah.
my own daughter
Definitely.
told me after a few days, you insult me in class. I told her you get your section changed. But that's good to hear from children, so many years back that those things really help. So that keeps me also motivated. So that's
Yeah.
that's good, Shum. Okay, so that was really nice getting those inputs. I think they'll really help the present students coming from a senior who is so successfully placed. So just share with us, Chung, what happened after 12th? Like, from where did you pursue your degree? And
Yeah.
in brief, what were the ups and downs there? And how was your college? Let us hear something about your journey ahead.
Sure, sure. So, after getting a good rank, I got my position in Maulana Azad Medical College. It's
Okay,
in
that's
New
great.
Delhi. It's one of the best colleges, but to be honest, I didn't know about it before getting into this college. I got it after knowing my rank. I was like, oh, this is the top college you get. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it into AIMS because my rank was on 69th rank. It was, you need around 34, 37 rank to get into AIMS for general category. But I was happy. I think, after spending like 6 years of my life in MAMC and now applying for residency here in US, I was really fortunate to be a graduate from MMC, and I think there was at the start it was so overwhelming because people from all over
Right.
the country they're coming there with all of so much of passion and so much of dedication, and everyone was best in their own classes. So it was overwhelming, and like
Okay.
it felt like wow, oh my god, where I have come, and we were so competitive. But to be honest, the environment that the my med school created was very pleasant, and the camaraderie was so nice, and you can like ask any questions from your peers, and everyone was so nice. So I made up 250 friends. We had a huge group, so
Okay,
our batch consists of 250 people. So I made
that's
250
great.
friends and amazing seniors and juniors, which I'm still in contact with.
Okay.
And yeah, it's a lot.
So
And I think
roughly what
yeah,
percentage goes in for MLE and any rough idea like how many
yeah,
people appear for the Indian PG and how many
correct.
choose MLE?
Yeah, I think I can give you my class estimate. It's not that much. Probably I'll say up to, out of 250, 25, so
That's
10%.
all.
That's all. Yeah,
Okay.
it's more. I think in other med schools in Punjab, I believe.
Mhm. Okay.
Like I know DMC, 50% of the people they like. I think they go. There's a batch of 70. I'm not sure, but a lot of people competitive. The percentage is definitely higher. Uh, Indian PG is very competitive too. It's not
Yes,
easy.
yes, definitely.
Emily itself is a long journey. It is also competitive, but it's a long journey. And I'm not scaring any of the future applicants and my juniors, but it's a very good journey. If you come down to med school, you're gonna have the best time of your life. You're gonna be like setting career for yourself too. You're gonna be independent after completing graduating. Then the internship, 1 year of rotation is amazing, where you actually kind of practice, but under the mentorship of your other residents and consultants. That's another different kind of experience, I think,
Mhm.
and I'm really grateful for that.
Did you feel any time that this is a tough field that you've chosen and any time you felt those regrets or something like that?
Uh, there were many moments I felt it's too tough, and we always compare ourselves with the engineering people, and
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So you also had your moments.
yeah. But it was not that much because I had a lot of love for for medicine in particular, and I knew like it will definitely pay off sometime, and
It will.
I'm still working on it, but
It
I definitely love
definitely
my subject.
will.
I remember starkly when I in my first year itself, I was like we were handed over a book of immunology and we had to finish in like a week and give an exam. Like, how is that possible? In 11th and 12th, we are so properly taught
Thought.
everything by our
Yes.
yeah, so nicely taught each and everything by our professors and teachers. And here we have to do everything on our own. Complete this immunology book in like 2 weeks and 1 week and give them an exam. Like, how is that possible? We are not even taught that properly. So I believe there's a huge difference in 11th and 12th teaching versus
College
in
days.
medical school where you're kind of on your own.
Yes.
You can be whatever you want. Like you can soar really high if you put in effort, but you're kind of on your own. But the good thing is everyone is facing the same thing, and you can always reach out to your seniors. There's so many seniors, so many mentors, but you have to reach out. That's another difference that I feel. 11th and 12th, your teachers are caring so much for you. It's kind of you've been spoon fed.
Yes.
But when you go into med school, you have to vouch for yourself. You have to put yourself out and keep ask and yeah, not be disappointed. Even now, I believe like when I'm currently a research fellow in your clinic. Even now, during my math cycle, I connected with so many seniors, and I was not being shy and embarrassed to talk and not get an email reply. You kind of send bunch of email to so many people, and then some of them might reply. So it's very natural to happen like that. And I still remember one of my professors quote like on this that specific line on this like जिसने की शर्म उसके फूटे करम. This one of
Exactly.
yeah. So you
Yes.
should not shy away, and yeah, you never
Just
know
go
what
out
might.
and chase and
Yeah,
grab.
yeah, yeah, definitely. So yeah.
Good. That's so nice to talk to you, Shung. You have really, what should I say, bloomed into a wonderful person. Because what
Yeah, I
I
was
remember is like an introvert. I remember an introvert.
exactly.
How much difference do you think at the graduation level, at the MBBS level, the college makes a
Hmm.
difference?
So I'll give you my honest answer. Definitely, like if you interact, like you need good peers around you, and you can do better. If you learn from them, you'll be better. So the college per se in my MAMC, it's a good college. It has so many specialty. We always judge things by their track record. So people from those colleges,
Mhm.
they're matched into some places or what they're doing currently.
Right.
And our college had a lot of people, and they're good people. So they obviously they sometimes they'll be like, yeah, definitely they reach good places, but it's not always true. I've seen people from colleges like private colleges and which I've not heard of competing at the same places in US.
Right.
Like I've applied for my residency match this year, and they're getting interviews from even better places. So it also depends on how much effort you have put during your med school also what you aim for. So I believe research really helps. If you're curious about research,
Okay.
there are options in every college, and you can also connect with people out of your college and do research with them too. So it totally depends how much effort you're gonna put out of
Your
yourself
college
and how much
supports your college supports research a lot.
it does. But you have to ask. If you don't ask, you won't get it.
It's the same with
It's not
every
like that.
college, basically.
Yeah, it's same with every institute,
Mhm.
and you have to put your foot out, and yeah, definitely you have to not be shy about it. So it's we always start from somewhere. If you're like, oh, I don't know about research currently, I should learn more about it. Then I'll think about it 6 months. No, you should go right away. Ask them, okay, this is what you. So if you connect with that doctor, you say, okay, you don't know this, or you should learn this, but okay, we can start something on this currently, and he's going to give you some tasks. So that's how you're going to ultimately save those 6 months. Probably you can do something within that time, and from there onwards, that professor can recommend you to if you're planning to come to US. So one of the important factors is publishing research. So they can connect you with some doctor in US because obviously they're there for so many years, they have more connections than you. So that helps. So starting early definitely helps, but also you have to remind yourself that you don't have to burn out, which is
Right.
like a subconscious thing. It definitely happens with a lot of people.
It's a personal
So,
timeline.
yeah,
Should
yeah,
feel motivated, inspired by others' journey, but shouldn't like always move based on somebody else's timeline. Right? So
yeah,
that was a pleasure talking to you, Shung, and all the best for your coming season.
yeah,
I really wish you get your heart's desire and you grow up to be a wonderful doctor. So
yeah.
all the best. I hope this really helps students to feel motivated